it's Jack and Ross back again. The news bonanza continues.
This is News 2.0.
Oh, there we go. Are you going to ask for the colour again? Or the...
Might as well.
Go on,
I just want to do something different.
Yeah, no,
just diarrhea, Owen, this time? Wah, right in your face.
Some news headlines right now. Oh, what a weird way of doing that. Let's read the headlines. First of all, a major NXT superstar has signed a new long-term deal. Next up, Kofi Kingston has talked about how he often finds out creative decisions through social media rather than from WWE. And finally, we take a look at what happened after NXT went off the air. So, first of all, a major NXT star has signed a new long-term contract according to Fightful, who are suggesting that former United Kingdom champion and NXT tag team champion, Pete Dunne, has indeed agreed to a long-term contract with WWE. Apparently it's a 3-year deal as well.
Thank God for that.
Really?
It was getting beyond the joke, wasn't it? All these people leaving WWE for pastures new.
Well, apparently Pete Dunne was offered the contract personally by Triple H.
And that must mean a lot.
It must do, it really must do. And I was thinking as well, is this going to lead to a reaction, this news, that, everyone's going to say, oh, you'd be a wonderful fit in somewhere like AEW, for example, which is where everyone gets linked to these days for obvious reasons. But I think you've also got to look at it 2 ways, because Pete Dunne has got a young family, he's got to think about himself, and he might like it there as well. He might just want to stay also.
And you got to remember, he's really talented, and it's clear that people in NXT at least, let's not mention the main roster, because we all know how things go that way. By and large, when people go from NXT to the main roster, people in NXT clearly see a lot in Pete Dunne, because remember, he's still 12 years old, so there's a long way to go in Pete Dunne's career, and he's already made such a huge footprint in NXT so far, so he's going to be NXT champion one day, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah,
I thought it would be last night.
Yeah.
I can't believe it wasn't.
Maybe just to get him rubbed in a bit harder. We'll tie you down, we'll give you the belt.
Yeah.
Stay, please, Pete. Stay.
I think they really, he is someone they could really make the centre point of the brand, I suppose, if they wanted to.
Make him the leading heel for years to come. Get that faction back up in numbers once again.
Yeah,
with Ridge.
Why did they get rid of Oni and Dunne?
I'm Ridge.
Anyway, we'll see. We'll see if that. Well, I mean, according to Fightful, it is a 3-year deal, so we'll wait 3 years and see if it's true. I'm assuming it is.
We'll sit here for 3 years. We'll see you then.
I like what you've done here with this little note here, Ross. You've said the return of Monday Night Football sacked Raw.
I might have copied and pasted that from some other news outlet. I would never have made that reference. I don't understand American football at all.
So a sack in American football, right, is when the quarterback's, before he's throwing it, right, he just gets destroyed by one of the defending team.
Answer me this, American football fans. Why does American football have to take so long? That's all I want to know. Because I've tried to get into a couple of Super Bowls, right, but I found myself just sat there for 3 hours watching a game that could take, half an hour, what is it, 40 minutes to finish?
They stop the clock whenever the ball goes out of play.
Ah, it's a bloody piss take, let me tell you. But all credit to PW Insider for that pun.
Oh, PW Insider, nice one. Basically this is about the ratings of Monday Night Raw this week, which was down from last week's episode, and not just that, it was the lowest audience since the Thunderdome era last July. Whoa.
The competition's in the mud, etc. No, it's not. It's up against American football. There's nothing new here when it comes to Monday Night Raw going up against a massive sporting event like Monday Night Football. It never ends well for the wrestling.
Yeah, there was an average of 1,670,000. Yeah, 1,670,000 overnight viewers, which dropped from last week's episode, which was about 1,850,000. So I think, as you say, there's nothing really new. But at the same time, this could well be a reason, maybe not the reason, but a reason why Big E cashed in last night, I suppose.
Speaking of that,
not last night, the night before.
Yeah, in the final hour, it went up. So people were interested in seeing Big E doing what he did. Of course, they set up the angle, I guess, earlier on in the night where Big E came out and sort of did a promo with Randy Orton and the bloody WWE champion Bobby Lashley, and I guess people tune back in and see Big E win the big one.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame him for doing that. I was thinking as well, do you know how Big E was meant to have cashed in on the draft night, but then the draft night got pushed back?
Yes.
Could they have pushed back the entire draft night so this angle could take place before the draft to combat the first edition of Monday Night Football of the season?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There was a lot of news, of course, off the back of last week's Dynamite, beating Raw in the key demographic, which I just do not care about, of 18 to 49. That Raw were going to rip up the play sheet while I'm trying to make American football.
The playbook.
The playbook.
They called an audible.
Yeah, they did all that stuff and just make this week's Raw stacked in response to that. If that's true, I guess that's another reason why Big E did it this week and we didn't wait for a few more weeks. I don't know what to make of any of this news, to be honest with you.
And heartbreakingly as well, because the big featured game on Monday Night Football was the Baltimore Ravens versus the Las Vegas Raiders, right? And the Baltimore Ravens are not only the team I like, but the team that Aiden likes as well, from the news guy from our office.
The news guy.
I nearly said the news hound, but it's more of a Matthewism.
The advanced news ape.
Yeah, the lesser news ape. Gibbon is his last name's Gibbons. A Gibbon is a lesser news ape. So Aiden was absolutely. It was as if Newcastle had lost. He was like, "Oh, I can't believe it, Jack. Did you see it?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, no, I didn't know." I suppose. More things to talk about following NXT as well. So
this is groundbreaking. Right. What happened when NXT 2.0 went off the air last night? You're not going to sit down if you're not already, because this is massive.
So first of all, and I don't think this is what you're alluding to, following the wedding angle, Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis, Johnny Gargano came out in a dark segment, took the mic, and basically talked about the future of the brand in a very positive way. He praised the locker room and everyone's really talented and everything. Candice LeRae joined in, and Cameron Grimes joined in as well. Ross, what happened after that?
This is amazing, this fight. WWE Hall of Famer and NXT guru and Status Quo lead singer lookalike these days.
Oh, really?
What's he called?
I can't remember.
Go and watch Coronation Street from 2003 and you'll see Les Battersby interacting with a Shawn Michaels lookalike, because Shawn Michaels came out, he went down the ramp and he delivered a DX crotch chop.
No, that was it.
You can see it there. Thank you to the person who put that on Twitter, and that's the big thing that happened after NXT 2.0 went off the air. Yes, we do YouTube, and yes, we are arseholes.
Break it down. And also, Kofi Kingston broke down a bit of the creative process in Monday Night Raw. He was talking to 106 KML. I'm going to guess that's how you pronounce this radio station.
KMEL.
Yeah. And he was talking about the creative process. And I'll just... Should I read it? Do you want to read it?
You can read it. You're better at reading than me.
Oh, thank you. He said, "You would be surprised. Usually as performers, we are the last ones to find things out. This week and last week, I found out on Twitter what I was doing on Raw. I was announced in an 8-man tag team match, and I was like, oh, good to know, I've got to prepare."
Yeah.
Why would you? He went on to say, same thing last week when we had the tag team turmoil. I had no idea until I looked on social media and I saw it. That one's more egregious to me.
Yeah.
He wrestled for what felt like hours that night.
Imagine going to Raw, I'll just do a bit of a talking segment, I'll dance me way down to the ring, just throw a few pancakes.
Bit of a tongue twister.
Bit of a tongue twister there on a Tuesday morning. It's Wednesday, on a Wednesday morning. And he finds out he's wrestling like that. That is egregious, Corey Graves.
Yes. If I didn't look on social media, he said, I wouldn't have known until I got to the building. Oftentimes we have no idea what the show is going to entail or what we're supposed to be doing. I'm sure he was saying this in a light-hearted way, but in writing it sounds really damning.
More severe than it probably was delivered, yeah.
Even sometimes when we do know, it always changes. That's the bittersweet part of being a WWE superstar. If you're somebody who needs to know exactly what is happening, when it's happening, and step for step, you're going to be real upset working here because everything changes. Then he rounds it off. He must have realised, and then he goes, I think it's a good thing. Keeps everyone on their toes.
That's one way to look at it. He's a glass half full kind of guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But it's a Tuesday morning tradition here at Cultaholic Wrestling that we always sit here and talk about how Raw, the script was ripped up several times by Vince McMahon when he arrived to the arena.
I think we probably did it yesterday. Yeah, probably did it yesterday.
Probably did it last night, and it's nothing new. Of course, we heard Aiden English. I always think about this straight when I hear stories of this ilk saying that he had to learn the Bulgarian national anthem over the course of a weekend to sing it live on SmackDown. It's straight to hell. It's on the channel right now. It's a lovely interview. Go and watch it now. But superstars in WWE, and I guess in wrestling in general, but in WWE especially, we don't give them credit for how talented they actually are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how much this probably happens more than we think or know about. So go on, the wrestlers.
Go on, the wrestlers. And go on, all of you as well. Go on down to the comment section and leave all your thoughts and opinions about any of these news stories. Stay safe out there.
Should we do a tease, by the way?
Stay positive. Go on.
Third news video coming today, where we take an in-depth look at the 6. That's 2 hands worth of fingers. Debutants from NXT 2.0. It's a new era, and Mandy has brown hair.
Wow. We'll see you there.